Welcome back, travelers of the internet, to Brahim Recorder. This is your host, Master Bako, playing the Pillars of Eternity 2. What do we got here?
Nice and
Traps,
quiet.
possibly? Let all champions pay homage to Exandros, for without him, there would be no glory. The copper bowl has tarnished to a dull blue-green. Grime and dust coat the surface in a thin film. Let's examine it a bit. At the bottom of the bowl is a shallow circular depression. You recognize the offering bowl, an artifact found in many Ingwithan ruins. It would have been intended for use only by Ingwithans who held high rank or had some great achievement. In an arena such as this, a champion might fulfill that role. Well, convenient that we just happen to have a champion's medallion, wouldn't you say? I placed that there. And get access to treasure. Because only the highest ranking can get treasures. But there could be traps on it. What are these? Purple candles? Candle skulls? Hmm. Here rests Exandros, most virtuous architect. Oh, okay, alright. So pay homage to Exandros because, it's thanks to him that you have an arena to compete in. Good job, Exandros.
Poor fools. They were unprepared for this.
Yeah, that happens.
Why not?
Attack, solution, all kinds of stuff. Oh, that guy gave Vessel flesh. So did that guy. And bones. Oh, why are those guys different? They're broke? Are they different somehow? I do not know. Let's head up north. Take this thing round. I bet it's pretty circular. Yeah, there's already a circular room here.
Let's go.
All thick, earthen walls.
Alrighty. Gotta say, combat's way more exciting in the second one than the first one.
Leave it to me.
Walls here have collapsed inward, barring any further progress. I don't know if there's many traps down here, because they were working down here, weren't they? Why would they leave traps behind? There's some ashen boys in there.
Ready to brawl?
Yeah, it would appear so.
Let's try again.
Hmm. Looks like they had a bit of a breach over here. An essence anomaly. Somebody got out of containment, I guess. I guess this is to be expected. Hadra and all of that.
Sure.
It's back this way.
That's Odorisi.
Oh, right here? Well, we need his notes. Frozen mid-stride, this grim figure is turned toward the colossal pillar of Adra that dominates the chamber. The ashen corpse's outstretched hand rests upon the crystal's dulled surface. Clutched tightly in the remnants of a fist is a bundle of papers bound together by a leather cord. Several more pages are scattered on the ground at your feet. So Those are his research notes.
This one's ashen. Means he ain't got no soul for me to tend to, right?
You figured it out yet? As you pull the papers free, the ashen fingers gripping them slow away, disintegrating into a fine plume of dust. Orderici's notes. Standing here by the lone figure, you are struck with a feeling of dread. The air around you, the very motes of ash and dust, all of it is stagnant and still. The feeling grows worse when you look up at the Adra and sense no energy flowing into its surface. It is as though it has been disconnected from the wheel.
You place your hand against the pillar of luminous Adra. A dim, warm light emanates from the surface, but it feels cool to the touch. Pinpricks dance along your fingers, uncomfortable but not painful. A woman's voice, scratchy, distant, and halting, echoes in your mind.
Find your soul in him.
Oh yeah?
You concentrate, peering into the Adra's energy as you would peer into a soul. Its inner light is blinding, but as you become accustomed to it, you perceive the core of the Adra itself, a churning mass of millions of soul fragments. With a jolt, the energy reaches out to you. The Anguithan ruin fragments around you, breaking into incoherent shapes and dissolving to dust, falling into an infinite well of dark gray vapor. Even the ground itself disintegrates into nothingness. All that remains is the murky expanse of the in-between. The Adra pillar, and a skein of golden threads rooted in the pillar that extend far off into the distance. You focus on the threads. You catch glimpses of memories, your memories, mingled among the memories of thousands of other captive souls. The filaments begin to cohere, rapidly twining into a golden cord. With a muffled crack, the cord ripples outward in a violent wave toward the endless distance. The cord undulates over a space so vast that you lose sight of the wave before it finds its end. Then, a heavy creaking, like the sound of mountains shearing under their own weight, washes through the dull gloom of the in-between. A violent force yanks you along the cord at an incredible speed. The murk of the in-between warps erratically, as though you are observing it through an ill-ground lens. Just as quickly as you were pulled forward, you stop, suspended below a massive figure of ancient carved Adra. Like all Adra, it glimmers with energy, but the souls and memories within it are not flowing down. They churn in a vortex that burns at the heart of the statue's mass in some invisible engine. It is Aethys.
Dun dun.
The great golden cord terminates in his back, sending pulses of energy throughout his limbs as they move. He walks in long, slow strides toward a brilliant pillar of Adra far in the distance. It shines even more brightly in the in-between than Aethys.
More souls.
From within the teeming throng of souls, dozens of eyes look out to you. Through the cord, their collective anguish and despair push at the edge of your mind.
Help us! Please! Help us!
Their voices echo in your mind. Somewhere within their ranks, you can feel the presence of your own soul slumbering deeper in the gyre.
I need to get mine first.
You attempt to evade the lost souls and find yourself within Aethys. But the incredible power flowing through the god's body repulses you. Not even your Watcher powers can penetrate the massive tides of energy crashing through him. The souls sense your presence and continue to desperately cry out to you. Aethys' stride slows and stops. His head slowly pivots until its great burning eyes are cast back along the cord. As his gaze meets yours, you feel an overwhelming rush of incredible joy mingled with profound sadness. You have sensed similar anguish in lost souls, but never with this intensity. A soothing voice drifts into your mind.
It takes great bravery to venture through the in-between, even for a watcher.
A swell of admiration radiates out from the god's heart, a force so intense that it momentarily overwhelms you.
You do not need to follow me, for their sake or your own. Something beautiful is coming. Something that will save us all.
A great light shines from Aethys's brow, so bright that even the souls within him flinch from the source, cowering in fear. Through the glare, you see Aethys's massive arm reach up to grasp the golden cord. The tether carrying energy from the Audra pillar to him, that also suspends your consciousness.
Give me my soul back!
I still have need of it, but do not be afraid, Watcher. Dawn will come for us all in time.
Aethys yanks on the golden cord, pulling it from his back. The cord tears into filaments that blacken and dissolve to dust. Without pause, he turns to resume his stride toward the distant pillar of Audra, shining on the boundless horizon. You hear the souls within him cry out for just a moment, before your consciousness is snapped away from them. The in-between goes dark. For a second, you feel a mix of nausea and a sensation like spinning and falling. Then the moment ends. Your consciousness has returned to the Angwithan arena. The world is sideways, the Audra pillar upside down. You flinch at the feeling that you're standing on the ceiling. The disorientation overwhelms you and you collapse to your knees next to the luminous Audra pillar. Previously dim and flickering, the pillar now glows with a strong and steady light. You touch the Audra again, but the chill and prickling sensations you felt before are gone, replaced with a comforting warmth, like the embers of a fire that has just lost its flame.
As you return to the world, you feel a hand on your back.
You alright? Come on, we just got you back.
Despite his tone, you can see genuine concern in Adea's eyes. I'm fine.
I heard you say that before. Had something to do with a 2,000-year-old lunatic talking to you in your dreams. I've seen you commune with souls of the dead, but this looked altogether different. What happened?
His gaze flickers to the brightly glowing Audra. I saw Aethys, and he saw me.
Well, he... Really? I knew it. I mean, that's great, Watcher. Ain't it?
Jyoti can barely contain herself, jumping up and down as she stumbles over her words.
What did Gon say? Is he gonna meet us? What do we do next? He charged you with a divine calling, didn't he? Just like he's done for me.
I guess this is why I'm captain. He's moving toward luminous Audra.
How hard can it be to find in a chain of thousands of islands?
I bet we're gonna need to ask for some information first.
I wonder what he's after, and why he's been giving me these dreams. The things I've seen, they leave a mark on your soul.
She rubs her arms despite the balmy air.
I may not know what Gon's got planned for me, but clearly he wanted me to meet you.
Love nods, a quiet smile etched across his lips. Well, now that that's dealt with, I guess there's still a big old dungeon here to explore. There's plenty more in here. What's this away? Oh, just an imp.
First.
Blam. You got him, guys. You got him.
Sure.
Great job on the overkill. Turquoise, got some money. Loot, money. A lot of them in here, I guess. Oh, we got some torches and a pick. Alrighty. Some ammunition, some potions. Oh, we got a little letter here. A journal entry. It has been a stroke of unimaginable fortune to find an Adra vein in such pristine condition. The essence is so concentrated here that even from the far side of that corridor, the pillar's light pulses like a star. At times I almost feel as if I can sense it, like the warmth of sunlight upon the skin. We will need to reinforce the central chamber before attempting further excavations. The ruins are unstable, and Sailor's motley workforce of savages and paupers grow more fearful by the day. With the assistance of a single watcher, we could trace the essence in the primary vein and isolate those deposits worthy of extraction. I've petitioned Director Castol in Nekataka for such a resource, but I am continually rebuffed. It is unthinkable that the Valian Trading Company cannot isolate within the vast borders of its considerable influence a single suitable candidate. I must assume that the wretched Elect woman is hoarding them for her fanciful experiments, transportation, as if we have the time to expend on such frivolities. And there's a lot of syllables in that. Anyways, moss and grime have been scraped clear of large portions of this mural, revealing the vibrant hues of the Ingwithan figures beneath. Doro the Reckless defeated 7 beasts barehanded. Doro the Reckless? Huh. A bit of a dead end here. We got some stuff here. So, it looks like the Adra itself doesn't just become lustrous, right? They refine it to there's some sciences. I don't really know how exactly, but maybe not the most legitimate ways. Alrighty. Bunch of barrels in here, Smash. A tattered note. Just get it just perfect, can't I? There we go. I wasn't sure about the constructs at first. These new techniques may be less extreme than those of eccentrics like Calvino, but it gets harder to remember that once the hulking things are moving around like large, noisy witness dolls. The constructs require daily maintenance and they make the workers uncomfortable. Still, they've been an effective deterrent to the local wildlife. I have to admit, I've started to feel safer with one of them standing nearby while I work. Oderisi despises the thing and avoids them if he possible. That alone is a considerable benefit. I guess that's the... alright. Just trying to get out of work, I see.
Do you see that?
Sure thing. There's some hidden mushrooms there. Great. What a find.
Well, that's not nice.
Yeah, I go.
All done.
Uh-oh, is this a puzzle? Recognize that symbol. That was Rollo, the bashing guy, or something like that. He had shield.
Leave it to me.
In memory of Sama, beloved sister, I gift the statue. Praise to bold-hearted Avarix, master of the blade. Part of the statue near the legs has been forcibly removed. That would be the Rollo guy. All that remains of this inscription is Raka of the Fortunate. The stone around it is worn smooth. Okay. I can see that symbol. What's this one? It's got like a head to it. Maybe this one's something different? No, that one's gotta be that. Maybe that one is this. It's kind of hard to tell with it being so dark. No, it's gotta be that one. So,
Sure.
touch. Touch. I have no
Sure.
idea. These ornate bronze fixtures appear to be braziers. Soot lines the interior of their metallic petals, and you spy fresh coal beneath a filigreed grating. Someone lit these recently. Had you the means, you might do the same. Nothing happens for a moment, and then the brazier ignites in a sudden rush of flame. Then light the other one. You scarcely touch the flame to the brazier's surface when it catches with a hollow roar. The flame jets up downwards, moving into a narrow channel connecting both braziers. Oh. Dunk. I understand you get a little nervous when you're alone over there, but Adair will keep you company. I need you to not get in the way of this, because if something goes bad, you could get hurt.
Leave it to me.
Oh, that was right. Wait a minute, what am I doing touching that one?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, that was it. There we go. Only the bold, the reckless, and the fortunate shall pass safely within. Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, a gladiator sword. Nice little treasure there. Well then. All done, guys. At least I think it is. I'm pretty sure it's all done. Pretty much been everywhere in here. Anything else that way? No, that tunnel's blocked off. Well then, let's get out of here. Skedaddle back to Port Mage. Oh, hang on a second. As the souls move past you, some turn their heads in your direction, but most seem fixated below you, on the Adra pillar beneath your feet. A few nod their heads in thanks or raise a hand to acknowledge your presence.
What do you see that I can't, Watcher?
Souls. Dozens of them. Maybe hundreds. They're all going to the Adra pillar.
All of them? Really?
She strokes the cage of her lantern, appearing lost in thought. A small group of souls has started to cluster around you. One of them is standing a bit closer than the others and gestures for your attention.
Watcher, we'd like to come with you.
Why don't you just go to the Adra pillar?
We would, and we appreciate that you showed us the way, but what if the Adra goes dark again before we reach the Beyond?
The other souls shuffle anxiously and look to each other, then back to you. Well, if Aethys can do it, I guess I can do it too. Maybe this is how we battle the Titans at the end, is with our own Titan.
Can I harvest the souls now?
If you want, I guess.
Oh, I do. So I will.
She nods, resolute. Jyoti glides her hands in a series of motions that resemble a martial art or an intricate dance. As she slides a circle around the area, she begins swinging her lantern faster and farther from her body until an ephemeral light flares from inside. The lure is answered, and several souls change course, drifting past the lantern's cage to disappear.
Thank you, Watcher.
Alright, Jyoti is going to be my mech, I guess. Hold all those souls until we are ready for it. Should we inform Vanessa?
We We will remain here to see to our dead.
Oh, it's worthless.
Oh, drop a good spice from wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, drop a good spice from wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, drop a good spice from wouldn't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind, and we'll roll the old Ferris wheel along.
We want to go to the harbor. That's where the... Ooh, we could just immediately travel to Clario's estate. Nice. I think that's because there's going to be a lot of traveling in this game.
What can I do for you?
I have those documents.
At last, Belfetto, tell me, please, what has happened? How much have we lost? I must know.
Well, I saw the same destruction Aethys wreaked on Cadnua. Odorisi is dead, along with most of the Animancers.
I see. And the work? Odorisi's notes? Was there nothing of his research?
Clario's gaze searches yours with almost feverish anticipation. Yes, I did have notes.
You did? Gods be kind.
Clario takes the bundled notes from you with barely restrained urgency. Within moments, he is flipping through the papers, his eyes sweeping back and forth across the page.
Belfetto! Belfetto! We are saved!
Clario lets out a relieved, almost giddy laugh, looking up with you with a toothy grin. A grin he hides soon after beneath a cough and a look of some regret.
That is, Odorisi's legacy is not wholly lost. I like to believe the man would find that pleasing.
He folds the papers once again and sets his hands over them protectively.
You say this is all the work of the Titan, of Aethys, and you still insist on looking for him? He destroyed your ship, killed my people. Would it not make more sense to sail to the far side of the world and away from all this?
Sailing to distant places and fighting monsters is what I do.
It is a strange obligation you are under. I understand a little of that. Lucky for you. If I were a more sensible man, I would take this for fable and turn you away.
Clario, I need your help. Aethys is looking for Adra pillars like the one in the arena.
It would explain why the giant went for the dig site, rather than attack us in the town, wouldn't it?
Clario sets a hand to his stomach. With the other, he pulls a handkerchief from his pocket to mop at his brow.
Merla. He will ravage every outpost in the Deadfire. That Adra is why we are here, why everyone is here in truth. The Valiant Trading Company, the Royal Deadfire Company, countless mercenaries. You'll want to go to Nekataka. Queen Onekaza II rules there at the Kahanga Palace. Anyone seeking to do business in the Deadfire Archipelago must negotiate with her first. The Queen knows every Adra vein of worth in the Deadfire. I'm certain she can help you. That is, if she agrees to see you at all.
Well, then that's where I'm going next.
And for that, you need your ship. I'll arrange it with Ikawa. Between the two of us, I'm certain we can gather the workers we need.
Okay there. Game bug out a bit.
Head down to the beach once you are ready to depart.
Thank you for the help.
Pompiaco. It is only right. After all you have done for me. I won't keep you further. You have a long and very strange journey ahead.
It's what I live for.
Some advice. After you have had your audience with the Queen, seek out the Valiant Trading Company. They make their headquarters in Nekataka, and the company always appreciates good help.
Return to the beach. Beach? I mean docks? I don't see a ship here. Maybe they're talking about that place. What was it called? Hilario's Rest? Or maybe I need to go speak with uh, Ikawa? Is that her name? Ikawa? Let's head to Satahuzi. Satahuzi? I don't know.
Why not?
We're awake right now, aren't we?
What kind of... Huh? Okay, you storm spirit. Seated upon a chair before the bonfire, Ikawa looks considerably more comfortable here. In her own village, she prods absently at the coals with a long stick. Ikawa's lined face is pocked with fading scars, but there's no hostility in her calm appraisal as you approach.
I have had it shown to me on a map, the lands at the edge of the world. I did not ever think to meet a man from such a place. They told me what became of your ship. I say again that you are lucky. It is the only ship that survives. I could protect Port Mage, or else its ships, but not both. Perhaps Clario thinks I chose poorly.
I guess you and the governor don't really get along all that well.
Better than it may seem. Clario can be reasoned with, especially if one approaches him with coin in their pocket. He is not a cruel man. I suspect he might even enjoy life on the island if he were free of his masters.
Can you help me free my ship?
Yes, but it will take Clario's assistance. Convince him, and I will aid you.
Didn't I just do that?
Good. Then that is settled.
What beach do I need to return to? I'm a little confused. Return to the beach by the Defiant. Okay. So, yeah. Back at Hilario's Rest.
And we'll rodeo, Ferris wheel along. We'll rodeo, Ferris wheel along. We'll rodeo.
Good, you are here. Clario has made good on his promise. We are making ready to free your ship.
Ikawa gestures towards your vessel, where a motley group of Juana and Valian workers race to and fro.
I say still that you are fortunate. The ship was nearly lost, but it will float. For how long, I cannot say. You will wish to find a friendly port with some speed, I think.
Do you know where Nekataka is?
So you will go to the great Kahanga city as well. You must sail north for some time, and then a little east. Take care in Nekataka, outsider. It will close its jaws around you, and you will never notice.
Oh.
Come, we will see your Defiant out to sea.
We should address the matter of our ship's resources before we get underway.
Miranda was injured. Oh, yeah.
It saddens me to inform you that we lost several crew and most of our provisions during the storm. However, Port Mage appears to be well supplied, and I expect the recent disaster has left several sailors in want of a ship. I suggest we contract for additional supplies and crew before we return to open water, or our voyage may indeed be a short one.
Maybe, indeed. Okay, well, that's not too far away. Well, we're back on the open sea. Oh, crap. He's pretty speedy, though. As the Defiant leaves Port Mage behind, or not actually, you casually observe dozens of other ships coming and going, mostly fishing and trade vessels. One craft stands out. An imposing dhow, replete with cannons, crests into view across the Defiant starboard bow. The flag raised high atop its sails signifies a wish to parley. However, the Darrow approaches at aggressive speed, suggesting that it may not be easily turned away. I don't know if we're going to be able to outrun it. Just face him, I guess. You spin the ship's wheel counterclockwise. The ship swings round quickly, disturbing a gull resting on the foremast. The bird voids a white splotch on the deck as a sign of its disapproval. You even out the wheel and bear straight towards the deck. Someone clean that up, please. The distance closes quickly, and soon the massive dow's hull rolls on the waves beside your ship. Boarding planks emerge and are quickly cast onto your ship, along with shouts from its crew notify you that their captain will be boarded. Several well-armed men cross the planks, their eyes watching every inch of your ship. The crowd parts open to make way for their captain. A tall, well-dressed man, he peers at you with one impeccably groomed eyebrow raised. Following behind the captain, and in stark contrast, strides an unkempt Rollen. A pair of pistol grips protrude from his belt, and he casually twirls a stocky firearm around his index finger. He's got like 3 firearms? Jesus. His shaggy face, framed by long cobalt blue hair and a wildly braided cerulean beard, makes the crooked smirk he directs at you almost sinister. Nice frames.
Ado, Water of Cadno. On behalf of the Principe Sen Patrina, I must request we meet in parley.
Parley? Principe? Sounds like pirates. Noble families packed up their households and sailed aboard, seeking opportunities away from the shadow of their homeland. Over time, their old world traditions evolved into a new identity as the Principe Sen Patrina, the princes without a home, a loosely connected and regulated organization of pirates. The broad-shouldered captain up-tilts his chin in greeting. When he smiles, his left cheek divots a shallow dimple. You couldn't have asked before you boarded my ship uninvited?
Eccosi. It has been some time since I last asked another's permission.
He flourishes a courtly bow.
You are a famed man to me and my kind, Watcher. Not just anyone could forge a friendship with the Dominaires, let alone survive it.
Oh yeah?
Some fools would seek to make a fortune by pilfering from one such as you.
Fools like you?
He's done his research. Might as well hear him out.
Under the captain's words, you hear a faint but insistent buzzing. It blooms, overwhelming Ferrante's voice, drowning out all else around you. No one else seems to notice. A vision. Thunder cracks beneath your ear, or between your ears, and you glimpse a different sun-shod sea behind your eyes. Let's fight it. You close your mind against the spiritual invasion, but the visions slide around and through your defenses, washing over you as implacably as the sea. The visions streak across your mind's eye, fleeting and incoherent. An elf, dark-haired and battle-scarred, stepping across the gulf between vessels. She shakes Ferrante's hand, and warmth spills through you. Excitement, pride, respect. Imagery melts like candle wax into a lamp-lit galley, swamped with the scent of unwatered rum and sweet fruit, with sailors and their songs and sweat. The scene billows away, ice cold and clawing, replaced with the crew on deck, solemn and staring, as Ferrante grasps one of their own by the throat. No, not one of their own, no more. You don't steal from family and stay family. Tears and mucus mar the man's features as Ferrante reads the man his last rites. Thief or no, they'll consign him to Andra as tradition dictates. Vision passes, leaving you blinking on the deck of the Defiant, looking into Ferrante's face. He raises an eyebrow.
I believe you have met such a fool. Captain Benweth of the Drake.
Despite the gravity of his words, he smiles grandly, his dimple cuts deeper into his left cheek. I know a cipher's handiwork when I feel it. Tell yours to stay out of my head. Blue Orland's mouth falls open.
Voxen of Ubilnet Merla.
Jeez.
Careful, ship hunter.
You little fox shit.
Mind that you do not confuse a useful skill set for a non-expendable one.
Ferrante glares at Seraphine. The Orlan steps back, blinking away the rebuke and peers at you, probing. His yellow-green eyes narrow, unfocused, as if trying to remember something. Then the captain turns a warm smile back to you.
My apologies. Rest assured, it will not happen again.
Apologies, Captain. Didn't mean it, really. We're up all night, you know, searching out our friend here.
He looks to you.
You've been at sea a while. Your mind starts playing tricks on you, aye? Well, mine plays tricks on others, too. Usually don't mean much. Maybe see a bit of shadow, hear a bit of tune. Not less a person sensitive. Like, say, a watcher.
He winks. You say this Captain Benwick is the one who attacked.
Ah, the short-sighted scoundrel has been wreaking havoc in the area for months. He is no son of Velia. I do not fault his ancestry, but he disregards too much the grand heritage we Principi represent.
Heretic.
Benweth is the second most selfish captain within the Principi's newest generation. He risks all that we value.
Who's the first? He pinches at his lips, eyes narrowing thoughtfully, but you can see that he's biting back a mischievous grin.
Perhaps I have said too much. This is a problem solely of my own, for now.
If Benwith is one of your own, shouldn't you take responsibility for his actions?
Benweth is no captain of mine, Aimiko. It is not beneath my flag his Drake sails.
But he claims to be Principi.
Yet I do seek to temper his actions when they would endanger the Principi altogether.
Well, where might I find Captain Benwith? Say I wanted to teach him a lesson or 7.
Benweth's Drake took damage during the storm. Eventually, he will need to dock for repairs, and when he does, Seraphine can find him for you.
Ferrante flourishes a hand toward the Orlan at his side.
He is rather an unrefined creature, but he is a most skilled ship hunter, I assure you.
Unrefined? Begging your pardon, Captain, but I'd be the high fucking model of the Gentleman of Fortune.
Maybe.
As for Benwith, that sucker of squid tits be as predictable as the tide. I'd wager all my furriest bits that he'd set sail for Deadlight.
Deadlight? Is that like a place?
That would be felicitous indeed, as I believe the traitor Remaro hides there as well. I quite enjoy killing 2 men with a single bullet.
I'm not a bullet. I'm tall stag.
Wouldn't have even thought of it if you hadn't brought it up, sir.
Yet you feel a surge of anger that's not your own. Seraphine spins towards you and bows again.
Now, I ain't hardly in any hurry to leave the fine company of the Gentlemen of Leisure, but the captain be right about me finding your mark.
Guess the ship is called the Gentleman of Leisure.
Adding to that, you sail into Fort Deadlight not knowing your innies from your outies, you might very well find the locals cannon fucking your boat to sodden splinters.
Fort Deadlight. That makes a big difference. Well. So clearly you're a cipher, so you can be pretty useful. Welcome aboard, Seraphine.
Oh, you won't be regretting this, Watcher. At least so long as you keep us heavy in grog and light on the onions. Ugh, them dirty shit apples ain't never agreed with me, and I'll be suspecting they never will.
Pats his belly as he strides to your side.
He's not sleeping near my berth, I promise you that much.
Okay, that's fine.
I sail now for Dunwich, my own safe port. I will await you there, should you be successful in schooling our wayward captain.
After Port Mage, we might just have to go that way. Cipher? Wild Mind? Yeah, that sounds good. And with that, we find ourselves back on the sea, and with many ports to head to. We need to go to a Port Mage first to seek repairs. We need to go to Fort Deadlight to get some, good old-fashioned revenge. And then Nekataka to figure out the next pillar of Luminous Adra Aethys would be going to. And from there, many more ports to come, I'm sure. Which ones to go to? If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable. This is Master Barker from Bright Helm Recording, signing off.